The F-35 is the jet that ate the Pentagon. It's devouring the budget, and it's devouring the Pentagon's air capability.
What it looks like now is we're probably going to spend twice as much as we thought on the system. You're talking about $1.5 trillion.
$1.5 trillion for a plane that so far has not worked. At a time when they're cutting the budget for cops and teachers.
It's extraordinary, phenomenally expensive, and it's never been in combat.
The airplane is so complex and horrendously designed that we'll be lucky if we can fly it every other day.
It won't be ready for combat on the current schedule until about 2019, almost 10 years late.
The biggest beneficiary of the F-35 is Lockheed Martin.
War profiteering is a very easy source of money if you don't worry about what's right and wrong.
Lockheed Martin getting $36 billion a year of our tax money, and much of that rolls over into profit.
These people are being paid with our tax dollars because most of the money that these defense contractors bring in are taxpayer dollars through government contracts.
I think a lot of what the contractors do is basically legalize greed. The F-35 was sold as sort of this great bargain for the country.
The whole purpose behind F-35 was to develop a family and lower the total cost.
The idea was we could make the unit cost of this very inexpensive if we got all the services, the Air Force, the Navy, and the Marine Corps, to buy a version of the F-35.
We're very focused on giving the taxpayer and the Department of Defense very good value for a dollar that is spent.
But it's just this Rube Goldberg contraption where you've got all these complex things that you're trying to do building around the same airframe.
It tries to do all sorts of things, none of them well.
So there was this whole series of things that it could not do. So in that sense, it was probably the worst possible choice in terms of an affordable aircraft. But it's great for Lockheed Martin because they're going to have cost overruns because they're not ready. They don't work yet. And they're going to fix the things later at our expense. But they're already building them in the hundreds.
Right from the start, Lockheed had a terrible program plan to make sure that the money flow would never get interrupted. And that was the idea of concurrent development.
Concurrency is a wonkish term for buying the airplane as you're developing it and purchasing what you think are going to be combat-ready models before you've finished the testing.
And by the time you've tested the airplane and realized it's a disaster, you've already bought a huge number of them. You're committed, as we say in the Pentagon, you've gotten pregnant, right? And that's the whole purpose of concurrent development, is to get the public, the taxpayer, the Congress, everybody committed to this flow of money before you know anything about whether the money is going for anything worthwhile.